Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Delphine and today we are going to pack a luggage together. So if you are going for holidays and you want to travel light, you don't want to have a big luggage, maybe you can't, you have no space, then you're at the right place. I'm a light traveler, I've always been. I don't like to carry around big luggages, so I've learned very early on to optimize my luggages, and I'm going to give you an example. We're going for holidays for a bit more than 10 days in France in the mountains, and I will show you what I pack, and it will work for everything you might need. I will tell you about it, a few switches if you go, for example, more to the mountain or more to a city, and depending on occasions. But the goal is 10 days and a carry-on, and that's it. And yeah, I'm gonna show you all of that. So the main rule you have to remember always when you want to travel light is you need to pack things that go all together, where everything can match with everything, more or less. It's fine if one little thing does not match with another, but what we want to avoid is the situation where you have a pant or a top that can only work with one specific other pant or top. Like you cannot combine with anything else. This is exactly the kind of thing you want to avoid, because that's how you end up having a lot of things. And we try also to go for things which are very versatile, that can work in a lot of different situations, so that you don't need also to have many options, many different outfits for each of these options. You can have this one and it will work like that, or like that. You might just need to change one little accessory and that's it. That's the goal. So what I will typically pack for my 10 days is I go and I take 2 shorts, 2 jeans, and 2 everyday dresses. This is kind of like, let's say, for the bottom part, the dress is count as top and bottom, but you get it. And then for the tops, I pack around 6 t-shirts, tops, and then I also take 2 jumpers. And that's kind of the base of what I will wear in every day. I like to throw in a bit nicer dress. You could also switch that. Instead of a nicer dress, you could throw in a nicer top, for example, that could go with either a short or a jean. If you're not into short, you can replace shorts with some skirts. Of course, there's some variation. If you go to the sea, for example, maybe you don't need 2 jeans and you could be having 1 jean, and instead you could replace the other jean with a dress, something like that. I go in the mountains, so it can be a bit cold sometimes, and that's why I will need 2 jeans. One of them I will actually be wearing while traveling, and it's the same with the jumpers. I pack 2 because it can be a bit cold in the evening, and I will also be wearing 1 with me while I will travel. So this is also a good tip. You can save some space there in your luggage by doing that. Typically pick the chunkier ones. So one of these jumpers is chunkier, so that's the one I will be traveling with. And then, as you might already have noticed, there is kind of similar color direction in my clothes, so that's how I make sure that a lot of my shorts will fit with a lot of my tops, and the same the jeans, they will actually fit with all these tops, and my jumpers will go with my shorts and my jeans. So I can combine almost everything all the time. There's maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, but mostly I can combine everything. And I do the same with shoes. So for shoes, for example, I will take 3 different kind of shoes. I take a pair of light sandals, I take a pair of ballerinas, and I take a pair of closed shoes if it rains a bit or if we need to walk a bit more. And I try to stay around the same colors also. So it's the same, I can switch them all. They all go with all my tops, my bottom, they go with my dresses. It's no problem, I can switch everything up. And like that, I'm very good. I will wear, of course, a bit more closed shoes. They take a bit more space. That's the one I will wear for traveling. And yeah, and that's kind of the base for my luggage. If you know you maybe are going to go out a bit more, or you're going somewhere where it can be a bit fancy, then I will add 1 pair of a bit fancier shoes, whether pumps or shoes which have a bit glitter or something like that, depending what you feel comfortable with. But maybe such a pair. I will try again to check that it could go with my other outfits, because, for example, then I could also turn a very simple casual day outfit into something a bit more party evening appropriate, with just swapping the shoes. Same for accessories. I will take some basic jewelry, but I will also take 1 or 2 like a bit more statement pieces. So I could also then turn my day outfit into a bit more of an evening thing if needed. So I pack always a bit more dressed up option, and yes, I will be that dress in my case, because I like dresses. But as I said, you could simply be packing, I don't know, a very nice top, a very nice shirt, something like that. I also try to avoid packing things that get easily wrinkled. So for example, if you want to pack a nice shirt, I love silk shirts, but typically that's not something I'm packing because I know the silk shirts, they will be all wrinkled and so on, and then it's not a very nice look. So if you go for a bit of fancier top or fancier dress, also just keep that in mind, that maybe try to look for something that does not get too much wrinkles. Then I also add, let's say, the special things. So for example, there is a pool not far away from where we are going, and I know our kids will love going in there. I know that also if I want to get a little workout, they offer so aqua fitness, aqua biking, some of these classes, and it's also nice if it's warm to go in the water. So I also pack some swimsuits. Depending where you are, what you do, you can just pack bikinis or just pack more covering, whatever, but it's also nice to have that. I'm also gonna pack a leggings and a sport bra. I am not running or anything like that. I'm not planning on doing so much workout. I find that one of the workout things that takes the most space is your baskets, the workout shoes. So maybe then in that case, depending what kind of workout you do and so on, I would maybe just travel with those on my feet. Or you might surrender something else and make a bit space for it. Depends how much space they take, but this is what takes the most space. If you do a workout like fitness workout, maybe see if you can plan on more workouts where you don't need to have your shoes. You know, some that you could do barefoot, for example. Maybe somewhere you don't need too many weights or accessories or the kind of things. But if you're into running or that, then of course you cannot go. You need the shoes. Then yeah, I will say if you can travel with them, then try to travel with them, and otherwise you have no choice. Put them in the luggage, and maybe you have traveling lighter on something else, because for example in what I've been telling you there's still space, and that space I typically fill then with beauty products, some books to read, some games, some activities and so on. So there's still space for all of that, and if you have other things taking a lot of space that you would like to take, then maybe you take a bit less of a book, or you take a bit less something there, and then you have enough space. But in principle there's, as you can see, it's very easy. You can fit everything. I add, of course, also some pajamas, so I take two so that I can switch them when I'm washing one, for example, and that's also very convenient. Then yes, of course, you need underwears. I'm not gonna show you mine. That's what I'm doing here. And yeah, that's about it. We have now our pajamas. Then on the morning we get dressed up, we have our underwears, we have a choice of dresses, shorts, pants, we have tops, we have jumpers, we have things for all kind of weathers, if it's cold, if it's warm, we have everything, you know. We have our skincare, we have things for the pool, we might have leggings if needed, and yeah, and that's all we need. And as you can see, it can all very nicely fit in a carry-on luggage actually, and you don't need anything more. I know it's easy to feel like, yeah, but what about this little dress, and there's this top, it's so cute with that short, and that's how you start adding more and more and more to your luggage. You need to stop yourself, you need to make a list, you need to write down the things you need, and you need to try to stick to it. If you have extra space, no one forbids you obviously to take a tiny thing more, but also don't forget that wherever you are going, you might buy things there that you want to bring back, souvenirs or stuff like that. So if you have a bit extra space in your luggage, it's not necessarily bad to leave it there, and you can fill it up before you return, you know what I mean? And so like that, you're traveling with your heaviest or chunkiest pair of shoes, a jean, a t-shirt, and you have a jumper. If it's warm while you're traveling, you put your jumper on your shoulders, you know, you tie it around your bag, anything like that. But generally it's good to have a jumper, whatever you're using as a way of traveling. If you travel by plane, they often put the air, you know, the cooling and so on, and that's how you get very easily cold. It's the same with a train, it can get cold after a while. I always travel with a jumper, even in the middle of the summer, because I find, it gets cold here and there, and so it's nice to have. And if it's actually warm, then you leave it on the side. If you're in your car, you leave it can leave it in the trunk. If you are in common transport, so in the plane or in a train, and it's really that hot, then you can always put it in the overhead compartment. As I said, I tend to keep it with me. Worst case, I put it on my knees or I put it next to me. But I find that I almost always will end up at some point putting it on, because yeah, with the air conditioning it gets really cold. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you have any other tips or tricks, or if you want also to share examples of your go-to minimalist luggage for going for holidays, then don't hesitate. I find this is a formula that I've been using 3 years and it has always worked. And if you have any question, any remark, anything, don't hesitate in the comment section below, and I will leave you here with another video in case you have not seen it yet. And if you've enjoyed this one and you would like to see more, you can gladly subscribe to my channel by clicking there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.